Iowa's U.S. Senator Joni Ernst will not seek re-election in 2026.
Iowans elected me as the first female combat veteran to the U.S. Senate, and they did so with a mission in mind, to make Washington squeal.
Since being elected, Ernst has made protecting women, especially women in the military, a cornerstone of her work. As a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, she pushed for better treatment of military sexual assault survivors, a survivor of domestic violence and sexual assault herself. She helped get the Violence Against Women Act renewed in 2022. But something changed this year.
I was saved by God to make America great again.
Her retirement comes after a series of moments where Ernst seemed to abandon the very causes that defined her career. I'm Zachary Oren-Smith. I write about politics for Iowa's Starting Line. When Trump picked Pete Hegseth for defense secretary, he was widely criticized as the most unqualified pick in the history of the position. Hegseth had been accused of sexual assault and said women shouldn't serve in combat. Here's this from the Sean Ryan Show.
Because I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles.
For someone who built her reputation defending military women, Ernst's initial response was pretty straightforward. She pushed back. She met with Hegseth and publicly said she needed more information. She offered alternatives, Ron DeSantis or maybe herself. But Trump's base didn't like Ernst's hesitation. They floated importing Carrie Lake to primary her. Conservative talk show host Steve Deese said on his radio show,
and it appears that she has caved. We should look forward then to teaching this example over and over again.
Oh, and then the commercials started rolling into Iowa.
Call your senator today and urge them to confirm Pete Hegseth.
The message was clear. Fall in line or face the consequences. And Ernst, Iowa's junior senator, someone with what we all thought was a long political career ahead, fell in line. Here's what makes this all worth thinking about, though. Ernst wasn't some random senator. She was uniquely qualified to evaluate Hegseth's fitness for this job. She knew the military. She knew the issues around sexual assault. She had credibility that other senators did not. Whether you agreed with Ernst's politics or not, her early work on behalf of assault survivors was real and meaningful. The contrast with how she handled Hegseth, it's striking. And it turns out her initial concerns may have been valid. Since taking office, Hegseth has faced reports of sharing classified information improperly and creating chaos at the Pentagon. She promised to make Washington squeal, but when Washington pressured her, she squealed. She built her reputation protecting women in the military, but when it mattered most, she chose political expedience over principle. That's not necessarily new or unusual in Iowa politics, but it is disappointing, and it raises questions about what happens when the people we send to represent us decide their own survival matters more than the causes they claim to champion. Voters deserve better. They deserve someone representing them in Washington who sticks to their principles instead of backing down under pressure. For Iowa Starting Line, I'm Zachary Oren-Smith. Thanks for watching.